there's this thing on this planet called fossils. We can figure out how old they are by doing different tests on them. And the world's oldest microfossils have just been found not that long ago, or so they claim anyway. The fossils have appeared to be at least 3.77 billion years old. So, yeah, that young Earth theory of 6,000 years, total trash. If they prove to have biological origins, they could be the oldest microfossils ever found. The discovery comprises of tiny filaments and tubes formed by bacteria that live on iron, according to a statement released this last Wednesday by the University College of London. They were found in quartz layers in the, holy crap word is this, Nuva Quika, I can't even say this word, supercrustal belt in Quebec, Canada, which contains some of the Earth's oldest known sedimentary rocks. Our discovery supports the idea that life emerged from hot seafloor vents shortly after the planet Earth formed, said Matthew Dodd, a researcher of our UCL, Earth Sciences, and London Center for Nanotechnology, and reports authors. Now, the oldest previously was found in Western Australia back in 2013, dated to around 3.4 billion years ago. But questions have been raised over credibility of those findings. What suggested is that the fossils could have been formed by biological or non-biological, such as temperature or pressure changes in the rocks over millions of years. The team of international scientists working in Canada says the discovery has a clear signs of being biological in origin, which includes minerals found in biological matter, including bones and teeth, according from another statement from UCL. Comments?
Just another clue to what how abigenesis? I hate that word.
Abiogenesis.
just
I don't know how it plays, but I know the word. Yeah.
It's just another clue. We have these preconceived notions of how life began, and we keep finding out that we're wrong, which is what I love about science, is we adapt what we know by what we find out. You know, we think we know one thing, we find out something new, like, oh, we were wrong. Okay, now we know something different.
Right.
Unlike religion, who thinks that they know everything and sticks to that no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool, and I find it very interesting that this kind of staggered. You know, we thought that all life needed to have oxygen and sunlight in order to form life, and then we find out that there's life in these deep sea vents, and this kind of goes along with that you know, that's probably these kind of deep sea vents is where life originally started, which gives me hope that there's life on other planets like Jupiter's moon Titan,
Titan,
with these deep sea oceans that we now realize that there's very probably, in fact I think that they know for sure now that if there's water, so if there's water, there's probably deep sea vents,
because we have
a good chance there's life.
Yeah, because the deep sea vents here on our planet here, there is life down there. They've proven that there's life down there. There's literally no light whatsoever.
Yeah, they went down there and they were shocked. They thought it'd be this desolate wasteland, and they come down. They see these, you know, these giant tube worms and starfish and all kinds of clams and shrimp, and they're like, "What the hell? There's not supposed to be life down here."
Right.
And we adapt what we know by what we find.
Yeah, and you were saying
cool.
They were getting literally fed by what was coming out of the vents that are coming from the heat from the vents and everything like that. It's actually quite, well, from what I understand, it's quite warm.
It was bacteria that fed off the the sulfur or whatever that came out of the vents.
Yeah.
And then
the iron.
The tiny animals ate the bacteria, and then the bigger animals ate the tiny animals, and so there was a whole food chain.
Yeah.
But it all started off with the chemicals that came out of what normally we have life that gets its energy from the sun. This was life that was getting its energy from the chemicals in the vents.
Yeah, exactly.
The same kind of food chain.
In a way, isn't it possible, I guess, if you think about it, that what happens on the surface could possibly could this be a part of a bigger chain? What's happening deep within the core of the Earth? I mean, I don't know how that would. I don't know that would affect it, but I wonder that. I guess because I'm not a scientist. Because darn it, what happens up here is so important. No, it's important to us, right? Well, isn't it really weird too to think about how many times basically the Earth has reinvented itself? I mean, all of the different times that life has sprang up. It's amazing. And, long after we're gone, long after human beings are gone, assuming that the sun doesn't burn out, too soon, could the Earth reinvent itself again?
That's
interesting.
That's what I love about evolution. It gives me hope.
Yeah. If all humankind disappeared tomorrow like that for whatever reason, the Earth would repopulate itself again. It would just start
Well, not just human. I mean, if this has happened before, where 90% of life on Earth could disappear, and what little is left will start to populate all those niches.
Yeah.
And
we're here because the Earth
re-evolve.
wanted plastic. George Carlin.
Thank you, George Carlin. Just somehow
Yep.
couldn't make plastic.
This
Actually,
is
we have a lot of
exciting.
minerals and materials today that never existed on Earth before.
Mhm.
They say that styrofoam, there's a specific variety of, I think it was mealworm that
Mhm.
actually eats styrofoam.
Oh yes, proof of modern day and evolution.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I heard it was a bacteria that did that, but it might be a mealworm. I'm not really sure.
Well, that eats styrofoam.
It
There's
would break it.
different
It could break
bacteria
it
that
down.
can break down plastics.
Yes. Mhm.
But this mealworm apparently actually can eat styrofoam.
Wow. Yeah, I remember hearing about that a while back. It was like,
I mean,
wow.
when you think about it, it's carbon. So I mean, there's
Right.
they eat trees. It's
Well, okay, it's a case of bacteria being advantageous, finding this source of some this combination of chemicals and whatever else it is, because again, I'm not a scientist, but and utilizes it, is finding a way to utilize it, and like you said, you just have this this chain of things that create this thing that can eat it, and
really, it's the bacteria in the gut of the mealworm that breaks it down to something that can be used as food.
Yeah.
Life will
Maybe
find
that's
a
what
way.
we need.
Life finds a way. Exactly.
Life finds a way. Yeah. I wish I could do that like he does this. I love that character in Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. Maybe we need to get this bacteria in our gut, and then we could eat styrofoam.
Yuck. No, I'll pass. I'll have a steak instead. Thank you.
The trouble is that every time you get a hot coffee in a styrofoam cup, you are eating styrofoam.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad I drink my coffee at home in my nice mug.
Yeah, like people who microwave their coffee that's in a styrofoam cup, they are literally forcing plastic into their coffee.
Oh, I don't do it that way. I have a mug that looks like this, which you can get at the Packard Pokesat store on cafepress.com. It says a nice little Packard Pokesat logo on there.
Do you have citation for that there, Tom? For the microwave and styrofoam and
I'm sure
leeches?
I could find it.
Yeah.
I would. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I would like to read it.
I would like to read
care.
that because that's
okay.
And full disclosure, this is something I found out like 10 years ago. I stopped drinking coffee in styrofoam cups.
Well,
it's the big paper conglomerates who put out that thing about styrofoam.
Well, actually, I think I heard it on NPR.
Actually, Tom is not too far off the mark. From what I understand, like if they had a problem with BPH being in bottles,
BPH,
so that would cause people to get more estrogen or something in their bodies somehow. So when the bottles would get heated or whatever.
Yes.
Because what happens in the microwave, it's superheating it, causing it to break down.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Then where does it break down to? The closest liquid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, BPAs were in a lot of, for example, bottles that you nurse babies with and stuff, and cups that kids eat and drink out of. So, because they're so easy to clean.
Right.
But interesting. That is interesting. I'm sorry.
I had to think about it.
And scary.
It does.
Yeah.